talk about the championship.
Well, it was a true team championship. And the reason is that we were represented in 13 of the 17 events. And, you know, when you have that, it's kind of a game of averages where we're going to have some hiccups along the way, and then we're going to have some breakthroughs. And I think as the mile was the first event, I told the kids that, you know, the mile is going to set the trend for the day. And our 2 milers had tremendous races and big breakthroughs in racing tactics. And then it just started to snowball, and they carried to the 60 and the hurdles and the quarter and the 800. And so we started having breakthroughs because I think they wanted to outdo each other. So when it came down to the 3,000, we were behind by 2 points, and we talked about the idea of taking the pressure off the mile relay. And we had, you know, 3 of them step up and score, and the 4th just missed down the home stretch of all being in the top 8. So that was a great event to kind of put the team challenge away. And then obviously, you know, we talked to the mile relay of, hey, we're running for pride, and let's go out and see what we can do, and obviously set another new record for themselves.
Lance, I found it very similar to Austin in 2019. It's like you want to put it on a veteran like a Taylor Warner in the 5K to, you know, to set it up, and then obviously the 4x4 at the end. And obviously, I'm sure you wouldn't want to have 3 other women than Gregory, Izzo, and Gray, just those veterans, you know, in the 3K.
They just did a fantastic job, and I think Katie and Lauren, you know, just kind of set the standard, and Abby said, hey, I'm going to stick as long as I possibly can. And with 2 laps to go, hey, I'm in a scoring position. I'm not going to give it up. And then Logan Morris was actually an 8th. And then I think the Florida State coaches got to Maddie Skyring to say, hey, you know, pick her off and you're going to, you know, be an All-American.
Lance, how special is it to do it? To do it at home? I mean, obviously, you wish there was a whole nation of people chanting "Woo Pig Suey," but how cool was this?
You know, to win without the fans, you know, the team is the cheerleaders amongst themselves. As I described to some of that are new to our program, that if we did have fans where they start yelling back and forth from one side of the stands to the other, cheering on, you can't help but run fast. And, you know, the noise level gets to the point of deafening. So, you know, we missed that, but we'll go ahead and take the title, and down the road, hopefully we'll be able to host another championship and have our fans come back and be part of a championship win.
Coach, obviously the NCAA cross-country championships are Monday in this crazy.
They didn't cancel them. I was hoping they would. Yeah, we're going to go over. It won't be the same team that we had in the fall. We're going to give a few young people an opportunity to gain some experience. And that was my reasoning why we would even attempt to pull off this double. I'm still looking for the individual that picked this date back to back with an indoor championship. They have not stepped forward, whoever that person is, to say, hey, what a great idea. We'll have one championship on Saturday, have another on Monday. But, you know, we'll go there, make the best of it. Obviously, there's some teams that are truly focused on having another great championship event on Monday. We'll participate with the idea and the intention of coming back next year in cross country and fielding a very competitive team.
Lance, you were so purposeful and so intentional back in, you know, in the fall when we talked, you know, that very first conversation before your first cross country race, and said, this is all about winning an indoor championship at home. we want to win an SEC cross country championship in that season. And you did that, but all the long-term vision was on these past 3 days. How sweet is it to see that come to fruition?
Well, it's absolutely just mind-boggling that it all came together, because there is so many roadblocks in the way. When we talked about that back it seems like a long time ago, we had a long time to think about in the months of March and April and May and June, what is our future in this sport and what is the future in the world? And I give credit again to my athletic director and our commissioner, Greg Sankey, that they never lost focus that we were going to return to somewhat of normalcy and starting with the cross country season. And then, there was lots of doubters, many of them that are in Stillwater, Oklahoma tonight, that said, there's no way we can have an indoor season and preserve everybody's health. But we also knew that March Madness is pretty important to the NCAA financially, as well as, one of the great events of collegiate sport. And so we were able to ride those coattails and obviously follow the protocols that were mandated that were necessary to be able to have this event.
And what about being able to win? I mean, based on the way the calendar lines up, you guys have now won 4 consecutive championships in seasons.
That's beyond my imagination. And I'm sure probably anybody else on our staff. It's a situation where I think, we have a legacy now and a culture that it just seems when you have somebody new come into the program, they immediately become indoctrinated by our veterans and becomes somewhat of a self-fulfilling prophecy, and makes a lot easier job on the coaching staff, where the leadership from the veterans takes care of the newcomers.
Any other questions for Lance?
Very
Lance,
good.
congratulations.
Thank you all. Thank you so much. We appreciate, as coaches and athletes, that the media, you have been so good to us. We appreciate it very, very much. And we're always available to compliment or comment any way we possibly can. So thank you so much.
Congrats and good luck on Monday.
Thank you.